Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video questions and answers type of video for Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 2. We're leading up to Episode 2 at this point, and I'm going to title this one, at least to start with the Q&A, Does Anyone Care? So, spoiler warning, if you're not caught up on Fear the Walking Dead, if you didn't see the first episode, premiere last night, Sunday night for Fear Dead. So I wanted to do this video, of course, because I want to get at least one Q&A. I'll probably do another Q&A later this week. But the title for this one's going to be, Does Anyone Care? Because I was looking at the comments of the review for Fear the Walking Dead's premiere for Season 2, Episode 1, Monster. And not good for the most part. People generally not. It's actually worse. Okay, so here's the thing. The best thing is to be happy with the show. If you enjoy the episode, you enjoy a series premiere or a finale or something, you're happy about it. You love it and you're excited about it. The next thing, which is probably not the worst, is to have disliked it or have hated it. I didn't like it, I hated it, this kind of deal. But one of the worst things, probably worse than either, whether you liked it or you didn't like it, is if you were just genuinely bored or genuinely uninterested. That is probably worse than if you liked something that happened or you hated something that happened in an episode. When people really just don't care, that's when they stop watching, is when they really don't have any buy-in. They're just like, I don't care at all. It's not interesting to me. I really just don't care. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting right now after seeing kind of the Walking Dead community's response to that episode, for the most part, at least in my channel, so to speak, which is a pretty good representation of it's like a microcosm for, public opinion almost with regards to, even though I have some influence on it and can influence, what people say and think, that kind of thing. But for the most part, most people, there were some people that were pleased with it. Like I'm okay with the premiere. It's a decent premiere. It's definitely not a bad premiere. But at the same time, I can also recognize that it didn't blow me away. It wasn't an amazing premiere. It was just okay. But even the episode aside, even if the episode was great, maybe it's a time of year or something like that. I'm not sure. The comment, this first one was from Will Nichols, and it had 13 thumbs up. And it said, I'm just waiting for October, ... And that's it. And a lot of people thumbed that one out because even that, not that many people were even interested to check out the review compared to, a normal episode of The Walking Dead, which I understand that. Not as many people are as interested in Fear as they are in the regular Walking Dead. But it seems like to me that it's off to a pretty bad start in terms of public interest from what I can see. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of off or maybe I'm misreading this, but it looks to me like maybe the time of the year where they decided, okay, after the finale of The Walking Dead ends, we're going to start Fear right away. And I can understand the logic that AMC would go through to do that because what the idea probably is that they didn't want to lose their viewers. They wanted their viewers to come back after the finale the next week for Fear. However, it doesn't seem to me like that's happening. It seems like a lot of people are either uninterested, they just want to talk about who Negan killed still, even though it's a week late. It's only a week later, actually. And they just want to see more original Walking Dead, and Fear the Walking Dead is not doing it for them. so man, it's crazy. So I almost think, maybe, even though I get the logic that they wanted to keep you interested and get you to watch right away the week after so you stay in the Sunday habit, and keep people going in the habit. So it makes sense from that perspective. But from another, there was no build up to it because we were watching The Walking Dead all the way through. That's the main course, so to speak. And after the main course, now we're getting an appetizer. It's like the appetizer last year, it worked out well because it started off right before and you had a pretty good 6-week run, and then you get into the regular Walking Dead, which is the big deal for AMC. It's their biggest show they've ever had and one of the biggest shows in cable history for sure. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. We'll see what happens with it. Apparently, there's going to be 7 or 8 episodes. Then they're going to take a large break, which will be similar to the winter break that we have for Walking Dead halfway through the season. Then they're going to resume, and it seems like Fear the Walking Dead Season 2 will end probably close to when The Walking Dead itself premieres. So it'll kind of be like I almost want to call it like a feeder show. You know, when you do workouts and stuff, you do feeder workouts. Like a feeder show that just gets people ready or kind of gives you a little bit more at the end, you know, that kind of thing. So we'll see what happens with season 2. But I'm into it, but it's like I'm not crazy into it. I'm there, I'm here, I'm showing up, it's here. But, you know, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it in words. It's like, it's not bad, it's not good, it's there, you know, it exists. That's all I can say. Kind of what I said in the review too. If you missed my review, I posted it last night, so you can check that and check the comments and see for yourself what I mean. And you can also check the predictions for episode 2, which is coming up this week. And I'm still happy that they do have something on AMC for us to watch, though, because I'm not into a lot of other AMC shows. Better Call Saul, Fear of the Walking Dead, but aside from that, Into the Badlands wasn't too bad, but I'm not really into Turn or any of those other shows they really have. Next comment's from Sonja Smith, and she says, they're not quite walkers, they're not quite swimmers, they're floaters. So I wanted to add that, and I thought that was funny. That's a good way to describe it. They're like floaters. They just like kind of float there. They don't really, they're not really swimming, and they're not really walking. They're floating. And the next two are both from Stephen B. Smith, and he says, the premiere was disappointing. Too slow for a premiere. And that one got 8 thumbs up from him, so it seems a lot of people felt like the premiere was too slow and that they should have maybe put a little bit more into it than that. Maybe it needed some more zombies, something like that. Maybe it needed, I don't know, some kind of more high-budget, big-level things happening, and we didn't get to see that. So I understand then his next comment, which got 6 thumbs up. Again, there wasn't that many views in the review video, so we got to take, if it has 13 thumbs up, that's it. The Walking Dead, if there's a comment that gets 1,000 thumbs up or 400 thumbs up, that's like normal. In this Fear the Walking Dead, it's like, 10 thumbs up. Yeah. This one is, hey, John Q&A, do you think Negan and the Saviors are the ones who blew up that ship? See what I mean? It's got Walking Dead in the title. That means it has to be related to The Walking Dead. So I don't even know why I put that in. I'm just like, I kind of want to put it in to show how people are so still tuned in to the regular Walking Dead. They can't switch to, and I can't either. It's not just other people. It's me too. Like I can't gear switch. I'm still stuck on season 6 of The Walking Dead. Like it hasn't hit me fully yet that the season is fully over now and that the finale is there and it's cliffhanger and all this stuff. Like it has, but it's like I'm still in that mode and I can't switch to fear right now. I'm not sure why. I'm having dead withdrawals and water zombies, floaters are not doing it for me. Next one's from Walking Dead Updates, and she said, I only watch Fear to fill the void, ... Sigh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Next one's from NY Souls, and he or she says, I knew the army would nuke the city. So we're getting into some real actual comments now and discussion things about Fear itself rather than The Walking Dead. That's true. And here, I guess I'm going to go ahead and talk about The Walking Dead again. It's kind of like reminds me of when Shane and Lori were there and they were like napalming the streets in Atlanta and that. Like they were just bombing the shit out of it. I think it was Atlanta, wasn't it? In the flashbacks. It was like way back earlier on in the series, you guys remember. It seems like that's kind of like what they did nationwide. It seems like all the major cities, like LA, probably New York, because NY Souls is your name, so I'll say New York, and a lot of the other major cities, they probably just bomb the shit out of them, basically, because those would be the most high concentrated areas. And once those turn, it's like everybody there probably is going to be, zombies. So once those turn, they're going to want to bomb the crap out of them and just do that right away so that... so that, you minimize the amount of zombies that are out there in total as much as possible. Next one's from rpotato92, and this had 6 thumbs up. He or she said, friggin' AMC, stop with the damn cliffhangers. Episode 1 builds up for 40 minutes. The moment it gets interesting, credits. And... exactly. No, that's true. Some of their episodes, even in Fear 2, Fear seems to be, at least from the way Dave Erickson does it, at least from the first season, I would say, it's like a build-up show. Like they have these huge build-ups like in season 1, if you look at season 1, the whole season is like a huge build up to the season finale, which is a huge episode and an amazing episode. So it's an interesting type of formula that he uses. I'm not totally against it. It makes for some of the best episodes because you got all this stuff building to a conclusion and then a climax comes in one episode alone. But I do wish he would add in maybe some more kind of mini climaxes. We'll see if he does that this season. We'll see. Next one's from Eric N. And he says, Trev, will this season of Fear end when The Walking Dead season 7 starts? And I think so, but I kind of wish it wouldn't, you know? Like, I kind of wish, like, if I had to say right now at this time, because Fear's just started, I almost wish they would have taken a break after The Walking Dead season 6 ended and then waited, like, maybe a month, or because Game of Thrones is on, like 2 months to 3 months, and then start the 15 episodes of Fear then to give us time to get kind of switched over and ready for Fear, you know, to the point where it's like we're buzzing for Fear. It's like we didn't have the anticipation for Fear, and then it starts and then we're all watching it. It's like we just finished watching The Walking Dead, and now Fear's on, and people are still, you know, are buzzing from The Walking Dead, and it hasn't transferred. That interest hasn't transferred from the one show to the other. So I almost wish they would have put it in the middle of the summer instead of the first half at the end of the second half of Walking Dead, and then first half before the first half of Walking Dead. You know, I guess that's what I'm saying. At least it seems like that's what they are. I haven't heard official word on the dates though, so don't quote me on it. We'll see what happens, but it should be something like that. Close to it. There may be a couple weeks in between. I think there should be a couple weeks in between, to be honest. Next one's from Talha K, and she says, Strand needs to be the main character of the show and never be allowed to be killed off. He's so perfect. His voice is awesome, and he's easily the most compelling character. And I would agree with you that, for me anyway, the two are probably Strand and Daniel. I think those two are a lot of fun, and so far the most compelling characters in the show. But yeah, you know, Nick is a pretty fun character too. He likes to get himself into trouble, and he's fearless, and he does crazy things. And I also like Travis as kind of being your everyman, right? And Madison's pretty good too, so far. I don't really care for Alicia so far, myself anyway. I mean, we'll see what they do with her in the future, but so far she's just kind of there, and I don't know. Next one's from Twee Girl, and she says, I hope Strand ends up being the main protagonist. He's so great. So, wait, was that the one? Yeah, no, that's, the first one was from Talia. This one's from Twee Girl. So, yeah, I agree, too. He is a lot of fun. And he seems to know a lot more about this kind of world than a lot of the other characters do. Next one's from Dark Bio Cloud. And let's see, this will be the last one. He says, I wonder if muscle memory plays into walkers. For instance, would a Michael Phelps zombie be faster in the water than a normal person? Or would Usain Bolt zombie be really fast on land? And yeah, absolutely, dude. Usain Bolt in The Walking Dead would be a monster. You'd have to, you better haul ass, man, if he's coming after you. And it's true though, right? Because different zombies or people deceased, they have different makeup. So you could have somebody like in The Walking Dead. This is something they don't really do that much. Most of the zombies all seem the same. But every once in a while they put in like a different type of zombie. It's like, yeah, that would be true. Like in 18 Miles Out when Rick and Shane are fighting and this huge 6-foot whatever zombie comes out of the thing and Rick is like, oh shit. And that's true too. You get some people like if somebody is bigger, let's say somebody is maybe a couple 100 pounds overweight. Like you had a person who's like maybe 400 pounds and big, and they became a zombie. You know, like the well zombie. That would be a difficult zombie to just stab because he'd be like coming at you. Right? And he'll coming at you trying to grab you and stuff, and you'd be like trying to stab at him, and his gut would be hitting you and stuff. It would be, that's true, you know. But that is true that they include some different types of zombies, like the one that got Tyrese, Noah's little brother, right? So, because he's so sneaky and light that Tyrese didn't hear him. So yeah, but I agree with you. I do think that some zombies are different. Some would be more difficult to deal with than others, for sure, definitely. And that'll be it for this Q&A, because I did do another one on The Walking Dead today as well, too. So you guys can check that out earlier. I released that if you missed it. And yeah, that'll be it for today. I should have another Q&A for you guys tomorrow, either Walking Dead or Fear. I think I'm gonna keep them separate going forward. At least, like when I do a Fear one, it should be mainly Fear questions, and Walking Dead Dead, mainly Walking Dead questions, even though there's some crossover between the two. Yeah, and if you guys like this quick Q&A, thumb it up below. Check out the review and Preds as I did last night. And you can share, you can favorite. If you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys again tomorrow or the next day. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace. See you guys.